Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing what I'm calling a full face of products that are not new, but they are still great. I did this video for my Instagram a few days ago, and when I filmed it, I thought, yeah, I need to film that same video for YouTube. It's basically a full face of nothing new. I'm just calling it something a little bit different, but that's basically what it is. I just went through my collection, picked out some things that I've had for a long time, and I still love them. They're still great. They're not new, they're not viral, everyone's not talking about them, but they should be because these products are still good. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you are new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe if you have not already, and let's just get started. All right, the first product that I picked out has to be the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is such a classic at this point, I feel. I know everybody is doing this product now. Everybody is trying to make this same thing, all the brands. But let's just be honest, Charlotte started this trend. She is the first one that made this glowy doe foot type product, and now everyone's trying to do it. So Charlotte did it first, and she did it very well. I honestly don't use mine as much anymore. I still love it. I don't know. Most days, to be honest, my skin is pretty glowy already before I even start filming because of my skincare routine. So a lot of times I just don't feel like I need to add any extra glow to my face, and I think that's why I don't reach for it as much anymore. But let's be real, it's still a great product. I still recommend it, and yes, you can get more affordable versions of it, and the affordable versions like the e.l.f. one, they're great, but Charlotte did it first, and I still love this product. It's still great. I am using the shade number 3, but I can honestly wear shade 2, 2.5, and 3. I just kind of choose one. I can wear any of them, but still a great product. All right, for Corrector, I had to go with this one from Bobbi Brown. This is the Skin Corrector Stick. If you've been around my channel for a long time, you will know this has been a favorite product since it was released. I think this is one of the best color correctors on the market, particularly if you want a cream formula like this. This is a fantastic formula. It comes in tons of shades, and it's just a great product. Great product. You know, it's not the most new thing. I have recently fallen in love with the Cali Ray corrector. Also, the Huda Beauty Faux Filter is great. But this is the one that came before those, and it's still good. It's still really, really good. I still recommend it. I think it's similar to the original Bobbi Brown, the one that comes in the compact, but this one is a little bit thinner in formula, and it's a little bit more hydrating. So if you have a drier under eye, I would suggest the stick version. I still like the original one too, but this one is just a little bit lighter in terms of the texture. And I'm actually blending this with the Rare Beauty concealer brush, which is also great. I bought this, I don't remember, I think it was during a Sephora sale, but it was a while ago. But it is a great brush for under the eyes. It's like the perfect size. And I don't think I even said what shade I wear in the Bobbi Brown, but I wear shade Bisque. And that one is such a good match. Like, honestly, I can wear this on its own. I don't have to pair concealer with it. I am going to today, but it's not a tone that's so far off from my skin tone that I have to put concealer over the top. So that's something that I like about that one from Bobbi Brown. For foundation, I pulled out 2 because when I picked, I couldn't really decide, but I think I know which one I'm going to choose. I'm going to share both because both of these are great. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. I love this one. This is actually what I used in that Instagram video that I was referring to. And this is still a great foundation, you guys. I know we've been talking about new ones. I just tried the Prada foundation and I'm absolutely in love with it, but I gotta say, that NARS one, it's still so good. But so is this from Fenty. This is the Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. And actually, I'm gonna use this one because I used the NARS one in the Instagram video. And I want you to see this one too because this is also really good. This is the most similar, I would say, to my favorite Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer, which unfortunately, I guess Sephora is like phasing it out or something because you can only get a few of the shades online right now. So you can still get it other places, but for whatever reason, I guess Sephora is phasing it out, which makes me sad. But this one is also very good. It's also more of a soft matte finish, which is the same with the Estee Lauder, which I love that about these two skin tints. They're not super, super glowy, but they pair beautifully with a glowier primer underneath, like the Charlotte Tilbury. They're great. I love them both. I actually prefer this Fenty product to the Stick Eaze Drop, the newer one that came out, I guess, earlier last year. I like that one too. That one's more hydrating on the skin. It's a little bit dewier. This one is just a little bit more on the matte side, and I actually prefer this one. But if you have really dry skin and you're looking for something similar with more hydration, I would probably go with the Stick over this one, but my skin is normal and this one works great for me. And this one, I would say, gives pretty decent coverage, honestly, for a skin tint. It's not a full coverage or anything, but I mean, it's a decent light medium coverage with just one layer. It's beautiful, beautiful product. All right, for concealer, we are gonna go with another great product, and it's the Hourglass Airbrush Concealer. This is the shade Silk. This shade works okay for me. It's not as good of a match as the other one that I really like, which is Cedar. Cedar I prefer over this shade, but this is the one I have right now, so we're gonna use this one. Such a good concealer if you've been around for a long time. This used to be my favorite. It reminds me a little bit of Natasha Denona. This one's a little bit thicker and it can be on the dry side. So that's why, like you see, I'm not applying very much under my eyes because it can be drying if you put too much on it. That's just what I found personally. But it gives great coverage. And as long as you don't overdo it, it's a great product. Still like it. In fact, I'm thinking about buying the Cedar color during the Sephora sale because that's my favorite shade and I kind of miss having it. This concealer is higher coverage, like I said, so I do really like pairing it with a skin tint like the Fenty one. I'm gonna switch brushes now for under my eyes. This is my favorite concealer brush, the F03 from Sigma. I absolutely love this brush. Moving into powder, this was a pretty obvious choice for me. It has to be this one from Kosas. This is the Cloud Set powder. I wear the shade Breezy and I love this. This was my favorite powder for a long time after it came out and it's still great. Such a good one, especially if you have a drier skin type and you feel like powders kind of make your skin look dry. This is a great one because it does set your makeup, but it doesn't take all the life out of your skin. It doesn't take all the glow from your skin. So you're still left with some moisture, which I appreciate because some powders, you know, they do a good job of mattifying, but they kind of take away all the life from your skin. Sometimes this one does not do that. Mine is very old and it's very crusty. Like, look at it. Actually, it's broken. I keep sticking the cap back on, but it's broken. And I think I just broke it even more when I pulled it off there. So that kind of stinks, but powder is still great. For bronzer, I used this in the Instagram video and I'm going to use it again because I forgot how beautiful this Hourglass bronzer is. This is the Ambient Lighting bronzer in the shade Nude Bronze Light, and I'm gonna apply it actually with the Rephr number 5 brush. And actually this is the brush I used the other day when I applied it, and it applied even better than I remember it applying before. So I feel like maybe the natural bristles on this work better with this powder, because it looked even better than I remember it looking before, and the only thing different was what I used to apply it. So I highly recommend this brush for powders. I mean, it's just beautiful. These Hourglass bronzers and the blushes too are just stunning. Love them. For blush, I actually picked this one from Benefit. This is the Willa blush, and this is one of the classic boxed blushes from Benefit. They redid these a few years ago and added more colors, but this shade, so beautiful. It's the perfect rosy nude. So that's the kind of color you like. This one is absolutely beautiful. A little bit glowy, but not too glowy. Love this blush. And it does not get a lot of love from me, and it should, because it's beautiful. All right, I'm going to fill in my brows off camera. I've shown that so many times, so I'm going to do that quickly, and then I will be back and we will move on to eyes. Done with the brows. I used 2 classic products that I love, the ABH Brow Powder and the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Love them both. Now let's move into eyes. I want to use my Patrick Ta palettes because these are fantastic. They're not brand new. He does have a newer one that came out end of 2023, but this was his first one. This one is my favorite if I had to pick one. This is the Major Dimension 1 palette, and I love it. It's a warm neutrals palette and it's still great. So I'm actually going to use the cream shadows. I'm going to use the lighter one first. And these are great because they work as primers. So I'm actually not even going to put a primer on my eyes. I'm just going to use this cream shadow as a primer. And his cream shadows are great. They are very, very pigmented. So you do not need a lot. Like, those are the 2 creams, the lighter and the darker one. But you can see they are very pigmented, but they stay all day once they set down. So we're gonna start with the light cream, which is down here. And I'm gonna use this E25 brush from Sigma. And I'm kind of loading the brush and going on the back of my hand with it, just so I don't get too much, because like I said, these are very pigmented. If you go in with a lot, they're very intense, like you can see. I barely have any product on my brush and they're already that pigmented. But such a pretty bronzy one and done eyeshadow. And it also helps your shadows stay in place all day if you use the cream underneath like this. Basically like a tinted primer for your eyeshadow. I'm gonna use what is left over on the brush and just take it on the lower lash line as well. And now we're gonna go into the powders. So I'm gonna use this shade. This is probably one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's obviously the most like boring shade in here, but I love it. It's a perfect neutral brown, and it's a great just crease color for my skin tone. So I am gonna add this in the crease. Now I'm gonna go into another one of my favorite shades in here, but it's this shade here. So it's kind of an ivory color, but it's like a matte shadow, but it's not matte. It has little fine glitter flecks in it, but it's such a pretty bright shade for like the very inner part of the eye. So I'm taking a little bit of that right here, and it just kind of brightens that area. That color is so pretty. It's like one of the most special shades in this palette. And I used the 203 from BK Beauty for that one. And now we have to use at least one of these topper colors. I'm gonna use the pink one. This is the one I use the most, this one right here. And I'm just gonna tap that right in the center of my lid. All right, I was actually gonna use the dark cream shadow down here for liner, but I changed my mind because I wanna use this product because this is another example of something that is great, that is still great. The Charlotte Classic Eye Powder Pencil. And this is also something that no one talks about, this product. Never ever got any love really from anyone. And I don't know why, but it's such a great product. Also, side note, this is the best pencil sharpener known to man. I got this in PR from Persona, and y'all, this is the best. This is the best sharpener. Like, look how it just sharpened this pencil. If you need a new one, that one is the best that I've tried. But I'm going to use this for a liner because it is perfect for that. Taking my 208 brush from BK Beauty and winging that out. All right, let's do mascara, but I'm first gonna curl my lashes. I didn't have a ton of choices for this one because most of the mascaras that I have open currently are like on the newer side, so they're not really older products, but I do have one here. But I think after this video, it's probably gonna need to go in the empties because it's old. And it's the Tower 28 mascara in the shade Drift, which is their newer shade. It's just it's a dark brown, but I will say it looks pretty black to me on my on my lashes, but this is a good mascara. Actually, it's applying really well. It's not even very clumpy, so I guess it's still going strong. This one I would say is definitely more for length, but it's a great formula. For lips, I pulled out my Makeup Forever lip liners. These are not new again, and people do still talk about these, but I have not used mine in a while. I have Anywhere Caffeine and Wherever Walnut, two of the most popular shades. I think I'm gonna use Anywhere Caffeine today, but these are very good. That's such a good color. From Makeup Forever, that was Anywhere Caffeine. I'm gonna take a little bit of Wherever Walnut and just add it. Wherever Walnut's a little bit more pink. And then for a lip product, I have a few things that I was thinking about. First, I pulled this out. This is Very Victoria from Charlotte Tilbury, one of my favorites ever. And this formula from Charlotte Tilbury is great. But I also pulled this out because I love these. I still love them. The Moisture Glows from Makeup by Mario. This one is Petal Glow, which is a really beautiful rosy color. It's very similar to the blush that we used. I don't want to use a ton, so I'm getting just a little on my finger and adding it. But these are still a favorite. I have almost every single shade in these and I love them. And that is everything for today's video. As you can see, these products are still great. They still look beautiful. Product doesn't have to be brand new to still be great. So I love making videos like this and giving those products some love. I hope you enjoyed. I will have everything linked in the description box for you. I do use affiliate links that support this channel. If you use them, thank you so much. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time for another video. Remember, simply be you.